Vice President, Professor Osinbajo, Vice President, Federal Government of Nigeria. We welcome Mr. Vice President to Egedegede Kalaha community.
Your Excellency, permit me to move straight and invite the community leader to please come and speak to us.
Your Excellency, as we speak, number of identified deaths whose bodies have been discovered so far are 15 persons from Ebonyi State, 2 from Enugu State, and 1 from Anambra State. About 38 persons sustained injuries and are receiving treatments in various hospitals. 60 houses, 2 vehicles, and 25 motorcycles were burnt to ashes by the herdsmen. Your Excellency, in the course of recovering the dead bodies from the bush, the attackers left behind devices and some belongings which has been submitted to the government and security agencies for profiling and further actions. It is worthy of mention that the people of Egedegede communities and its environs, whose houses were burnt and properties destroyed, have been displaced and rendered homeless, while the wives and children of the deceased are now widows and fatherless. Your Excellency, we therefore request A, the urgent intervention of the federal government to assist the families of the bereaved for the welfare of the wives who lost their husbands and children who lost their fathers. B, the replacement of vehicles and motorcycles burnt, reconstruction of the destroyed houses, settlement of accumulated hospital bills. C, the creation of military posts within the Egedegede Junction, being the boundary between Ebonyi and Enugu states. D, the arrest and prosecution of the assailants. E, that the herdsmen who left Ishedu local government on the eve of the martyrdom may be interviewed by relevant security agencies to explain their culpability or otherwise.
Excellency, we'll be requesting the CP, the GOC, that are doing wonderfully very well. They have positioned people here because the communities are deserted. Of course, they are living in IDP camps. Their houses are burnt, their properties burnt, looted, and they are afraid of even returning from the IDP camps. Something needed to be done, sir. One, to instill confidence for them to return back to their burnt places. We need more security. The 2 security people, IGP, have been speaking with him, the GOC. They are doing their best, but we need more security here because this Enugu state, and I believe that these people came through here. But my question to security agencies all over the countries, are these people's spirits? How do they move? Where do they move? In the afternoon, we see roadblocks, especially in Southeast. What happens at night? How will people travel, kidnap people in Kaduna State, and they travel, them to Zamfara State? I mean, I believe this federal government should ask these questions. These people did not travel by foot many kilometers to come here to kill. I've directed vigilante all over to take charge of all the villages. Take charge of all the villages. And time has come, sir, for the federal government to approve state police. Because we can't use our bare hands to face people that have AK-47. It's quite annoying. You see people with guns, you won't do anything because you're obeying the law. If this kind of killing continues, people will definitely begin to disobey the law. And it is going to be anarchy. And this is very bad. It is only where there is peace and there is Nigeria that people begin to talk about positions. We need to be alive, and this is very important.
I want to say that it's a very deeply distressing thing, and I sympathize not just with the governor and the people of Ebonyi State, but in particular, the people of the communities that have been affected. This peaceful community, a community that has lived with their assailants for many years, many years. I think that what we have seen here is very cowardly and wicked, and all of us condemn it, and we say that it must not be allowed to happen again. It must not be allowed to happen again. The attacks of 29th March, when we heard and when we looked at all of these things, one of the things that has occurred to us is, what do we need to do to ensure that these kinds of things do not repeat themselves? What do we need to do to ensure that these things do not repeat themselves? One is to beef up security. That is very important. Already we're in conversation with the GOC and with the Army about ensuring that there is more security provided here. Of course, I know that the GOC has already made some provisions, but obviously there is a need for even greater security to be provided here. The local communities themselves must be ready to give more information and prompt information to all of the law enforcement agencies so that prompt action can be taken in the event that anybody wants to do any further havoc. Let me assure you that we will seek justice on behalf of those who have died, because not just because they are Nigerians, but because they are human beings and they deserve justice. They deserve justice. Anybody who watches another person killed next to him and does not feel angry and pained and does not feel that the person deserves justice must answer to God, ultimately.